it's Mark, and before we get into the video, I would like to say that this video is being dedicated to Schrodinger's cat. He was an incredible man and my inspiration for making these videos. He may be gone, but his legacy is gonna last forever, and I think he wouldn't want us to be sad. I think the best way to honor him is to keep his legacy alive by pointing and laughing at stupid. And that's what we're gonna do today. Today's video was first discovered by Arty's Corporate Fiction. I've left a link to his video and channel in the description. Today we're taking a look at a sovereign citizen in court. Let's roll the video.
Good morning, ladies. How are ya?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I need to submit some things for the record before court here today. I need to get an affidavit I need to put on record. And I need some intel from you ladies. You don't mind me bearing witness to the signature of the affidavit here. Witness it and date it.
Just witnessing your signature.
That is correct. You'll obviously have it on file, and there's a number of information I need from you guys.
What information
That
do you
would
need
be
from
for
me?
this one.
You're filing this in the file.
Yep,
Okay.
so you're gonna file, stamp it, time, date, and stamp it as well.
We don't time. Our stamp doesn't have a time on it.
That's all right. You can put the time on there via
Don't
your
tell me how to do
freehand.
my job.
I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm telling you what I need on that affidavit. I need the time written down because it's important. It's a legal matter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, what I need from you ladies is I need the court's bond number. I need the bar association number for the county attorney. I need to see the
There's not a bond for the court. What do you mean by that?
the court should absolutely be bonded. They do business. It's a private corporation. These are special proceedings.
You'd have to call the AOC for that then.
The AOC. Well, you give me the number for the AOC.
Do you have that? The AOC, well. I don't know, I never call them.
That's all right. It's completely understandable. Most people are not learned in law and don't ask these questions. So, the AOC would be what?
Administrative Office of the Courts.
Of the courts,
Under
and
the
that's
Supreme Court in Lincoln.
in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay.
I've never seen a bond, so I don't know.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
under them, so that's where I would
Sure.
guess is where you get it.
Absolutely. So are you independently bonded, and what is your name?
No, Laura,
Laura. Okay. How do you spell that?
Laura,
Laura.
Tobiasen, Tobiia,
Tobiia
Sen,
Ssen. Okay. And your position here in this?
Magistrate.
Magistrate. Wonderful. Okay. And so you again are not independently bonded that you're aware
No,
of.
sir, I'm not.
I would advise you to do so.
Okay.
Not independently bonded.
Right now, he's just wasting their time with this bond nonsense. I really wish the courts knew better about these sovereign citizens, so they wouldn't put up with this crap.
Would it be Corey Steele's number?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And do you have any identifying numbers as far as an EIN or a TIN number
No,
for
sir.
your working here? Okay. Okay. And then this gal here would be your assistant,
Records clerk.
records clerk. Okay.
Why do you need our names, can I ask?
Well, what's going to end up happening over this racketeering RICO crap that the state perpetrates on the American people, which is absolutely horsepucky, I'm going to file a 3949A with the IRS. I'm going to have this complete entire building ripped apart from the seams for all the violations that occur under USC,
Okay.
Title 18, 42, 241 and 242 along
Well,
with
this
a litany
building
of
is a
others.
county building. I'm a
It's a-
state employee.
It's a, yeah, I know.
So-
It's a private corporation.
So what else do you
And
need?
what you guys do is actually extort
We have
financial-
business to do, so what else do you need?
Okay, so I just need her name, her bond information.
She has none. She's a records clerk.
Okay, so records clerk. Okay, and the name? I'll just write refuse. That's fine. They'll be happy to hear that.
Well, it's public record, I guess. Candy.
Thank you.
Candy.
How do we
Kimple.
spell that?
C-A-N-D-Y.
C-A-N-D-Y.
Kimple. K-I-M-P-L-E.
K-I-M-P-L-E.
Mm-hmm. Right.
P-L-E. Are you independently bonded, ma'am?
We're only 5 minutes into this, but I would have already had security called to have him escorted out.
Not independently bonded. And do you have an identification number for working here at this facility? Either one of you ladies? Neither one of you ladies have an independent TI?
We have a state ID number,
But that
but
would
that's
be-
not
that
public
would be
record, and I'm
perfect.
not giving that out because you can do a lot with my
Oh, I
state
have,
ID
I
number.
have no intentions of.
You can get it from the AOC.
I'll just let the IRS handle that. Is there a number to reach you guys at that I can put on this 3949?
Our business number,
Yes, please.
308 2719.
2719. And the address of this particular
Physical or mailing?
physical and mailing.
424 North Colorado.
424 North Colorado. Minden, Nebraska, I would assume.
Yes, but it's P.O. Box 377 as well.
P.O. Box 377.
Right.
Okay. You guys should have on file the judge's oath and his bond. Do you have that today?
I don't have the judge's oath here. This isn't his home office.
Okay.
And we have 3 judges, so
Okay, I understand that, travel. The presiding judge today would be?
you can get that from him.
No, I can get it from you as well. This is just business, ladies. It's nothing personal.
Well, we have business, we have work to do
I
here
know,
too. Timothy
you're working
Hafe.
with me. Timothy Haig,
Haft.
and it's Timthy. Timothy, correct?
Timothy.
Othy. And his last name?
Hoeft.
Hoeft. Okay, and again, you guys do not have his oath of office or his bond on record.
I don't have it here. This is not his home office, so I don't know where that. I honestly don't know where that information's at. So
No record.
this is not his home office.
That's okay.
He visits
Anywhere he
here,
does
so.
business, he's supposed to have that on
Well,
file.
I'm not
And
going to
that's-
argue the law with you.
I'm not-
That's
I'm
fine.
not-
I'm just
I'm
telling
not
you why I
disputing.
don't have it.
I'm
so.
just telling you it's the law. Okay, so you don't have his bar
You wanna go over
association.
that right quick?
You don't have his bar association number either on file.
Well, I do. You can get that from him.
I would love to.
You can get that from him in court.
I will just write you're refusing to provide critical intel.
I'm not refusing. I'm saying you can get it from him in
I would
court.
like to ascertain it here from the clerk's office. It shouldn't be an issue. It's a bar card. So would you please provide me the bar card number for Mr. Timothy Hoff?
19311. Is that right?
19311.
Yes.
Okay, and also for the county attorney. County
We'll be
attorney's
right with
name?
you, sir. I'm sorry.
County attorney's name is?
I don't know which one will be here today because
You can give me all of them.
Melody Bellamy is the county attorney.
How do you spell that?
Seriously, why are the clerks putting up with this? This could be considered harassment at this point.
It's public record. Can you look it up?
No, I'm asking you.
Melodie. We're busy here this morning.
D-I-E.
IE. Bellamy.
How do you spell that?
Bellamy. And you can get that from her office downstairs as
And
well.
her bar association number?
I don't know what her bar number is. Do you?
21166.
21166. And is she independently bonded?
I have no idea.
Does she have her oath of
She's a
office
county
on her?
employee. I'm a state employee.
I know. Does she have her oath of office recorded here at the clerk's office?
I'm not the clerk's office.
Okay.
The clerk's office is on the second floor.
So she doesn't have her bond or her oath registered here?
She's a county employee. I don't know.
Okay, so she doesn't.
I'm a state employee. She's a county employee.
I'll go check downstairs, not a
Clerk's
problem.
office is on the second floor.
All right. I believe I've got all the intel I need from you. Thank you for making this painless.
I don't know if she's gonna be here today, because I think maybe she was sick. If
That's
she's a
all right.
deputy, I don't know.
Well, again, this is not a
Oh,
personal.
here's that for you.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. This is
Don't
nothing.
call me sweetheart.
This is
I'm not
nothing
your
personal.
sweetheart.
Hey, this is just how I speak. I apologize.
That's fine,
if
I'm
you're
just not your
offended by it.
sweetheart. My name is Laura. Can I help you?
apologize if you're offended by it.
Okay, are you gonna be needing the public defender?
No.
Okay. You want public defender? Yeah. Okay. I'll need you to fill that out.
No, that's funny. Public defender.
Now he goes to find more employees to harass, and keep in mind, he hasn't even seen the judge yet.
Oh, whoops. I would like copies of that.
Want to proceed with that one?
Mine. Can you print 3 of them? That way I can hand it to the judge, the county attorney as well.
Is he with you or is he here for court?
Yeah, he's.
Okay, good, thank you.
How was your weekend? Well, I guess that was last week, huh? 4 days ago.
It was fun.
Just got in from Texas. In Dara, actually, in fact. Oh, thank you. How much money does this operation make per month? What do you guys clear?
I have no idea, I don't,
$10,000
I'm
a
under
month?
the AOC, I don't do, I mean,
Right, but you see all the bonds that come through, and you walk the bonds across the street to the bank, and
No,
all
I
that
don't.
good stuff. You
But-
you do not? Who's in charge of that? The clerk? I know I ask hard hitting questions, but it's only because I'm learned.
what?
That's it.
That's fine.
So
How much money this place clears, I don't believe is public knowledge, so.
well, we know that because you guys don't report it to the IRS either.
Well, whatever. I don't know why you're arguing with me, I don't.
I'm not
feel
arguing,
anything
I
here.
just.
accept pleadings.
Can I make a couple of these? Because I'm going to have to give one to the county attorney as well. And that
It's
way.
25 cents a page.
That's fine. Not a problem, ladies.
How many copies do you want?
Just 2 more. That way I can make sure to have one for the judge to review and
Okay,
read
so
as
it'll be
well.
there's 3 pages.
Well, the ones, is that the affidavit?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
correct.
we filed in the file.
So he'll have it, so I just need one more copy
The
to
original will
present.
be in there.
Wonderful, thank you. I just need one more copy to present to the county attorney as well. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much, I sure appreciate that.
75 cents then.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Will you accept FRN notes for that?
What?
Federal Reserve notes, will you accept Federal Reserve
You're
notes?
talking about in cash, a $1 bill, yes.
Well, the $1 bill hasn't been in circulation for quite some time, but I do have a Federal Reserve note, if you would accept that. It's just an instrument of debt, but I'd be more than happy to give that to you if that's what you require.
We need $1. Is
So-
that what it costs? We need $1.
So you need,
75 cents.
so will you accept this Federal Reserve note?
Yes.
We'll accept the Federal Reserve note.
Just pay the damn 75 cents.
Can you redeem the rest of that in lawful gold or silver? What's due and owing, you cannot? Is there a reason for that?
I don't have gold and silver here.
You don't have gold and silver here? Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, ladies.
This nonsense continues for a while, so I think I'm gonna jump ahead to when he's actually in the courtroom.
Okay, we're on the record, Kearney County Court, July 19th, 2018. The matters, we're here this morning for arraignment. During the arraignment process, I'll advise all of you of your rights at the same time, as well as the possible pleas. Pay attention to those rights and pleas. If you have questions about them, you can ask them when your case is called to the front of the room. Everything we do in this courtroom is recorded on an audio recording device, and that creates your record for purposes of appeal. At this time, I'll have the county attorney take roll call of those people he expects to be here. When your name is called, please answer out loud so there's a record that you were present for the advisement of rights.
So the court is making sure that everyone is there, and then the judge is going to read to all of the defendants their rights.
Mr. McQuay.
Thank you. The people who I expect here today, Tyler Shohan.
Here.
Thank you. Ethan Belate. Here. Thank you. Derek Gonzalez.
Appearing by affidavit.
Thank you. Daniel Harris. Is there Daniel Harris here?
I think that one was supposed to get continued. but
Okay,
not
thank
possible.
you. Benjamin Norgard. Here. Thank you. Is there anyone else here for court for initial appearances, 9 o'clock hearings, whose name I didn't call?
Okay, each of you have the following rights. You have a right to receive a photocopy of the complaint that's been filed with the court and have that complaint read into the record by the county attorney. You have a right to a speedy public trial. That's a trial within 6 months from the date the complaint was filed with the court. You have a right to have a sufficient time to prepare a defense to the charge. You are presumed to be not guilty and therefore have a right to require the state of Nebraska to prove you guilty of any charge beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial. You have a right to receive a list of the state's witnesses and to confront and cross-examine those witnesses at a trial. You have a right to compel witnesses to attend court and give testimony on your behalf. You have a right to remain silent. No one can force you to testify about the matter that brings you before the court. You also have a right to testify if you want to. Keep in mind, if you choose to testify, anything that you say can be used to prove the charges against you. You have a right to a trial by jury if you can be sentenced to jail. You have a right to have the court set bail if you are being held in custody. You have a right to appeal any final decision or order of this court to a higher court. You have a right to have time to talk to an attorney and have an attorney represent you in this matter. If you wish to have time to talk to an attorney, the court will grant you a continuance so that you may do so. If you wish to talk to an attorney and you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you at the state's expense if you qualify. If you are not a United States citizen, you hereby advise that a conviction for the offense for which you have been charged could have the consequences of your removal from the United States or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. In addition, if you're charged with a crime of domestic violence and you're convicted of that crime, you could be precluded from possessing both firearms and ammunition under state and federal law. Those are the rights that you have. The next thing I'll advise you of the 3 possible pleas available to you. The first plea is a plea of not guilty. If you enter a not guilty plea, you're denying that you violated the laws set forth in the complaint. And the court will schedule the matter for trial at a later date and time, at which time you'll be able to exercise all of your rights. If you're charged with a Class 2, a Class 3, a Class 3A, or a Class W misdemeanor, and you wish to have a jury trial, you must request that jury trial within 10 days of entering your not guilty plea. If you fail to make that request, you would waive your right to a jury trial. You would still have a trial, but it would be to the judge only. The next plea is a plea of guilty. If you enter a guilty plea, you're admitting that you violated the law set forth in the complaint. And if the court accepts your plea, it would proceed to sentencing. And the final plea is a plea of no contest. If you enter a no contest plea, you're neither admitting nor denying that you violated the law set forth in the complaint. You're simply indicating to the court that you do not wish to contest the matter. You're allowing the court to find you guilty and proceed to sentencing. Keep in mind, if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest and the court accepts your plea, you would be giving up your right to trial and all rights associated with the trial, including your right to jury trial, your right to confront and cross-examine those accusing you, and your right to remain silent. Those are your rights and the 3 possible pleas. Mr. McQuay, if you'll please call the first case.
May I have a point of clarification, sir?
You may ask a question when your case is called to the front of the room, so I don't know if your case is going to be the first one he calls, but I'll answer your questions when your case is called to the front of the room.
Now the sovereign citizen's case is going to be called. And keep in mind, for some reason, he refers to himself in 3rd person.
Derek Gonzalez.
Present. Appearing by affidavit.
Okay, sir, I've received your affidavit. If you'll please come forward and have a seat at the table.
I can't pass the bar. I've appeared by affidavit. All the questions have been asked and answered, and I just need another date to appear as far as my knowledge, as far as to my understanding of it.
Well, Mr. Gonzalez, you are Derek Gonzalez, correct?
Derek Gonzalez appeared by affidavit,
Mr. Gonzalez,
sworn
you're charged
affidavit.
with 3 counts. Count 1 is no valid registration. It's a Class 3 misdemeanor, carries maximum 3 months imprisonment, $500 fine, or both, no minimum. Count 2 is a charge of no proof of insurance. That's a Class 2 misdemeanor, carries maximum 6 months imprisonment, $1,000 fine, or both, no minimum. In addition, sir, if you're convicted of that offense, you would be required to provide an SR-22 to the Department of Motor Vehicles for a period of 3 years, or your operator's license would be suspended. Count 3 is no license on person. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor, carries a maximum of 3 months imprisonment, a $500 fine, or both. You understand the 3 pending charges and the possible penalties, sir?
I'll need you to put that in writing and
Sir, did you receive a copy of your complaint?
send it to the.
Sir, did you receive a copy of your complaint? That's a yes or no question. Did you receive a copy of your complaint?
I don't believe I have one. Do you have one on file? May I
Mr. McQuaid, do you have an extra copy of the complaint you can hand to Mr. Gonzalez?
Please, sir, on just a second.
So is the complaint, is that the original bill charge ticket that was
Uniform citation and complaint.
that was drawn?
Have a long form.
And I see that there's a lack of wet ink signature on that, and also there's a discrepancy with that wherein the signature is not recognized by the defendant as it appears that it has been altered. This is all in my affidavit, so I'll give you guys time to read that affidavit and review it.
I'm not going to read your affidavit. What we're here
that's
for
fine.
today, we're here for first appearance. It's called an arraignment. I advise you of the pending charges. I advise you of your rights, and I advise you of the possible penalties.
Yes, and Derek
then,
appeared by
sir,
special
I ask you
affidavit.
if you wish to have time to talk to an attorney, and if you want time to talk to an attorney, I'll grant you time. And if you can't afford an attorney, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Sir, and then at some point, if you wish to enter pleas with or without an attorney, I'll take your pleas, and you can enter one of the 3 pleas, and then I'll set the matter for trial, and then we'll take up your evidentiary issues that you wish to assert.
Point of
But the way
clarification.
the process works, sir, is we go through the first appearance and arraignment, then we take a plea, then we set the evidentiary hearings. We're not going to argue evidence today. We're going to arraign you today. So there are simple questions. Do you
Objection, I
understand
got a
the
point of
3 pending
clarification,
charges?
please. In the Constitution, it's very clear that I have a right to a jury trial. It doesn't say multiple trials, putting me in jeopardy time and time
Sir, you do have a
again.
right to a jury trial, and you also have a right to have that trial set, but we can't set a trial until we have you enter your plea and you go through the arraignment process. The case law is very clear on that.
So has a grand jury federally indicted me at this point? I'm curious because
Sir,
that's
you're
one of the
charged with
criteria in
state
order to
law.
be.
There's no requirement for an indictment.
So this
State
is a
law
special-
simply provides that a complaint be filed against you and that you appear to answer that complaint.
So is this a special proceeding in a special court then, sir?
This is the state court, sir. It's a county court.
Wonderful.
It's authorized by the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Nebraska.
And is Derek Gonzalez, is he entitled to a fair and meaningful hearing?
You are entitled to a trial, sir, but until you go through the arraignment process and enter your plea, we're not taking up your evidentiary issues.
Okay, and if there be a conflict of interest, how would that
We'll take that
work
up after your arraignment, sir.
after the arraignment? But it wouldn't happen before, and the reason for that
It would
is
happen before the trial, after the arraignment. That's how the process works.
because I believe Derek sees a clear conflict of interest and has articulated that in the sworn affidavit before the court today, whereas the alleged judge, ministerial administrator, is a bar member. The prosecuting attorney is also a bar member. They both work for the state entity. They both get paid by the state.
Well,
And
where
that's a
you're
clear
wrong, sir.
conflict of
That's
interest.
where you're wrong, sir. See, you should do some more research.
So you don't
Mr.
work-
McQuaid does not work for the state of Nebraska.
He works for the county. I understand that. He's also paid out of the state treasury.
No, he's not.
Yes, sir. I
No,
can
he's
prove
not.
that logistically. Okay, so what I need.
So where's your, you got a copy of Mr.
Well, today you
McQuaid's
said-
payroll stuff? Because I'm
Today
sorry,
you said that
can't
evidence
get
cannot be put on the record, so we'll wait for a later date on that. So my next question is, I need everybody's oath of office and bonds. Their bonds should be on the face of the instrument of their oath. And those are some of the things that I'm going to require in order to do business with you
Well,
guys.
Mr.
The judge should hold the sovereign citizen in contempt of court and be done with him.
Gonzalez,
'Cause you're private.
I don't know who you think you are. I'm not gonna treat you any differently
I'm just
than
a
any
man,
other
sir.
individual. But Mr. Gonzalez, we're here today for arraignment. Today I'm gonna find that you, I'm gonna ask you one more time, you understand the three pending charges in the possible penalty?
I do not comprehend, I need clarification
Would
yet.
you like me to order a competency evaluation, have you committed to the regional center, sir?
If a quid pro quo is in order, are you also going to be participating in a mental evaluation as well?
No, sir, I don't think I need one. because
I don't think I
I'm
need one
not-
either, so we're in agreement with that.
So I'm gonna find that you do understand your complaint. I'm going to find that you understand the possible penalties.
That is incorrect.
Mr.
Objection.
Gonzalez,
I object to that. You're
I
violating my
ask Mr.
substantial
Ryan-
rights at this point.
Mr. Gonzalez, do not interrupt me while I'm talking, please. You've been advised of your constitutional rights. You understand your rights? as I
Objection.
explained them, sir?
Point of clarification, sir. To my knowledge, you're violating my substantial rights at this point. I'm just trying.
You don't even know what your rights are, Mr. Gonzalez.
I don't?
You read some garbage on the internet. You think you have a better understanding of the law than everybody else in this room.
No, sir. I just realized that I'm not the surety and that you're
I'm
the.
going to ask you simple yes and no questions, sir. You
Sir,
understand your
point of
rights?
clarification?
Do you understand your rights?
I just understand that you are the surety. You are the trustee of this
Mr.
matter.
Gonzalez, I'm going to ask you one more time to stop interrupting me. I'm going to ask you a question. It's yes or no. Do you understand your rights as I've explained them to you?
No, I do not.
If you don't understand your rights, you should hire a lawyer.
Okay, which right don't you understand, sir?
Well, the fact that I have the right to face my accuser, I don't see the accuser here today.
That's because we're not set for trial today, sir. We're set for arraignment. At the arraignment, it is a hearing where you're advised of your rights, you're advised of the pending charges, you're advised of the possible penalties and the possible pleas. If you enter a not guilty plea, then we'll schedule the matter for trial, and that is the day that the state will call its witnesses, and you'll have your right to confront and cross-examine those witnesses.
Okay, do I have a
But
right
the
not?
witnesses do not appear at arraignment, sir.
Okay, do I have a right not to be subjected to bills of attainder? Is a bill of attainder unconstitutional, sir?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
You don't know what a bill of
You're talking
attainder
about
is?
the bond that you've had to sign?
Well, I know what the bond is. I'm talking about the bill of attainder, the charging instrument, the original charging instrument that nobody can provide for me.
Well, sir, I think you got a copy of that on the side of the highway.
I would like to see the original with the wedding signature. It appears to me that everything has been digitized and that it has been altered.
Well, I don't know that it's been altered, sir. It's been amended by interlineation with a pen setting forth the penalties for each of the counts. But if you'd like, before your trial, I'll have Mr. McQuaid's office file a formal complaint. Mr. McQuaid, if you'll please hand Mr. Gonzalez a copy of the complaint that your office filed with the court.
Certainly.
It's a standard practice in every state, as well as the state of Nebraska, that uniform citations and complaints for traffic offenses are filed with the court. The uniform citation complaint clearly sets out each of the three charges, and the county attorney has, by interlineation, amended that uniform citation and complaint to set forth the penalty in each of the charges. And you've been advised of those penalties.
So I need clarification one more time. And I thank you so graciously for working with me here because I'm fascinated by this whole procedure and process.
I'm sure you have been.
I am. So on the record, has a performance bond been established for and on the official record? Because I have not seen that. The only thing that you're stating here that is on the record is prima facie evidence of alleged indebtedness in a contract for which the affidavit has been
There's
submitted
no
for.
alleged indebtedness, sir. The document sets forth the scheduled fines if you chose to pay it by waiver. The document says that you violated 3 separate laws. I've explained the penalties for your violations.
Okay, so
and
this.
now we're going to move forward, sir.
Clarification.
I explained to you have a right to receive a photocopy
Objection.
of the complaint. I'll note for the record that you've received that copy.
Objection, sir. I
You
have a point of
overruled.
clarification.
Now be quiet. You have a right to a speedy public trial. That's within 3 to 6 months from the date the complaint was filed with the court, sir. Your complaint was filed on May 30th, 2018, which means the state has to bring the matter to trial sometime before November 30th.
Objection, sir. I've got a point of
You have a
clarification
right
here
to
as well.
sufficient time to prepare a defense to the charge. You also are presumed to be not guilty and have a right to require the state to prove
So
your
am I-
charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to receive a list of the state's witnesses, and you have a right to confront and cross-examine those witnesses. And after you enter your plea, sir, you can enter into a discovery agreement with the state, or the court will order the state to provide you with a list of witnesses by a date certain. You have a right to compel witnesses to attend in court, which, sir, means you can file precipices with the court, and the court will issue subpoenas to arraign people or to force people, compel them to appear in court to give testimony on your behalf. You also have a right to remain silent, sir. No one can force you to testify about the matter that brings you before the court. And you have a right to testify if you want to. Keep in mind, if you choose to testify, anything you say can be used to prove the charge against you. You have a right to a trial by jury, sir. And since none of these are class 1 misdemeanors or higher, you must request that jury trial within 10 days of entering your not guilty plea. You understand that right?
No, sir. I've got some clarification. Earlier you
Sir,
stated
that's the
something.
rules of this court. You understand that right?
you assume-
If you don't like my rules, you can appeal me to a higher court.
You assume
Don't
facts,
like
not in
court
evidence, sir, and I'm just trying to have an ascension of the minds so we can move forward in an expedient manner, sir.
Sure, I can tell.
Wonderful. So with that said, are you guys all going to put your bonds on this case so I can see it?
I'm not required by law to post a bond. I don't have a bond. I have immunity from the bench. So
Immunity
I do not
from the
have a
bench?
bond.
Can you explain the immunity from the bench, sir? That's something I
There's
have
no
not
law,
found.
it's in the Constitution.
Where
It's
might I
clear,
find that?
And I'm not here to teach you law school. So
Oh,
if you don't understand the law, you can either hire an attorney or you can ask for court-appointed counsel. But I'm not playing games with you.
Okay, so are you on
Sir.
your oath today, sir? Are you on your oath today?
Absolutely. I
Okay,
have
and so
been
is this
sworn
not a
in.
bill of attainder?
I have been sworn in. That's not a bill of attainder.
It's not a bill of attainder.
No,
What would you
not my
classify?
legal-
What
not
would you
my
classify it
legal-
as, sir?
Sir, I just told you that I answered your question.
Can you
I'm
put it
moving
in
on.
writing for me, sir?
Sir, we're moving on. You have a right to trial by jury. You have a right to have the court set bail if you're being held in custody. Looks, I think you already signed a bond when you were here last week with Judge Meade. And you signed it under protest.
No, I said it paid to the drawer for Derek Gonzalez by Derek Gonzalez. It should be technically sent to the state treasury,
You have
correct?
a right to appeal any final decision or order of this court to a higher court. You have a right to have time to talk to an attorney, sir. Do you wish to have time to talk to an attorney? Or are you gonna represent yourself?
Well, let me ask you
Sir, do you
this.
wish to have time to talk to an
for-
attorney, or are you going to represent
I just need
yourself?
clarification on that. Is a bar member's first allegiance to the court first and foremost as an officer of the court?
Sir, are you gonna have, you wish to have time to talk to an attorney, or are you going to represent yourself?
I have counsel, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, you have with counsel. Have they entered in appearance yet, sir?
No, they have not,
Okay,
because
well, we'll give them time to enter appearance.
I continually get denied my counsel because they're not bar members. But from what my studies have conclusively proven, Your Honor, is that the bar members have an allegiance and alliance first and foremost as officers to the court, not to their client. So I refuse to be bamboozled by a RICO Act where everybody acts in concert against me. These special proceedings are absolutely appalling, and I'm just looking for clarification from you. Are you a ranking bar member at this moment in time, sir?
A ranking bar member?
Are you a bar member,
We're
sir?
required to belong to the bar so that we can practice laws and statutes.
So you-
sir. It's in the state of Nebraska.
And you're very much well aware that the American Bar Association is in fact
I'm not a member of the American Bar Association.
Okay, but you're a member of the Bar Association and thus being part of a monopoly, and here your prosecuting attorney is also a bar member. You both have an allegiance to this court.
That's your opinion, sir.
No, it's fact and law. It's
Oh,
fact and law.
What law? Can you cite me to a statute?
Well,
that says
again,
that?
you said the discovery of evidence for facts and law will be at a later date, so I will gladly bring those
Okay,
to
yeah,
you.
wait.
So can I see the evidence on record of bonds and stuff established prior to our next court date? That way I can review everything and make sure that I go through it specifically with the intent of expediting this process, sir.
You can file your discovery request with the state, sir. I'm not addressing your discovery.
Okay, and earlier you said that I'm innocent of the charges until proven guilty. Am I innocent of the element of jurisdiction? And has jurisdiction been established for and on the official record at this point by sworn affidavit?
You're here, sir.
I'm here as representation
before
for
the
Derek
court.
S. Gonzalez.
You've identified yourself as Derek Gonzalez.
No, I've identified.
You signed an affidavit and filed it with the court at 8:37 a.m. identifying yourself as Derek Gonzalez. And sir, you didn't note that affidavit was for limited appearance, and so as far as I'm
Limited
concerned,
appearance, thank you.
submitted yourself to the jurisdiction of the court. So you're here, you signed a bond at your last court hearing.
Can you
and
put that on
you
record for me so I
submitted
can
yourself to the
review that?
I just did, sir.
Wonderful.
So, sir, there are 3 pleas available to you, not guilty, guilty, and no contest. Sir, do you wish to have time to consult with your attorney before you enter a plea?
Yes, I will take that up. I don't know that it's necessary to plead. Like I said, Derek S. Gonzalez did appear via affidavit. I understand
you're sitting right in front of me, Mr. Gonzalez.
there's a
I see you.
language discrepancy and barrier. Obviously, you wanted it to be in a limited appearance, so I'll go ahead and correct the record for
Too
you
late,
on that.
sir. You've already
And,
filed this affidavit, you've already appeared, you've already been arraigned. So I have jurisdiction over you, you've signed a bond agreeing to be here, so we're gonna go forward with your case. Now, do you wanna enter a plea today, or do you wanna come back and enter your plea with your attorney?
And my counsel. It'd be my counsel, not an attorney. Are you
You'll have
willing to
be an
accept my
attorney,
counsel?
sir, he won't be able to sit by you.
Clarify.
The state of Nebraska requires that all attorneys be licensed to practice, and if they're not licensed to practice, it's the unauthorized practice of law, and he cannot sit next to you.
Wonderful. So clarification. Does your counsel Your prosecuting attorney, does he have a license issued by the state of Nebraska at this point in time that he can produce on and for the official record? You just stated that you must be licensed by the state of Nebraska, and I
By
would.
the state to practice law, correct?
Yes, sir.
You are licensed. Can I see that physical
That is
and
through
pure?
Nebraska State Bar Association, correct?
Actually, it's through the Nebraska Supreme Court now.
Okay.
So
You have
can
license from the Nebraska Supreme Court.
I will need that on file? His
You
license
can do
issued
your
by the
request.
state of
You can-
Nebraska.
You can make a request for discovery.
Request
Sir,
for discovery. Okay. So he will in fact produce his license issued by the state of Nebraska to practice law. Correct?
if you file a request for discovery, I'm sure he'll respond.
And do you also have a license to practice law issued by the state of
I have
Nebraska?
a license to practice law issued by the United States District Court of the state of Nebraska, issued a license to practice law from the Nebraska Supreme Court.
Wonderful. And can you make sure that's on record as well, sir?
Well, sir, those are my documents. You can certainly contact the clerk of the Supreme Court and the clerk of the United States District Court for the state of Nebraska and ask to see my license.
So you do not have an obligation or a duty to produce those on and for the official record for my reviewing purposes?
I don't believe I do, sir.
This judge has a lot of patience. He's answering all of the sovereign citizen's questions, but the sovereign citizen keeps asking the same questions over and over again.
I would like to challenge that, and I would like to see that on
That's
and
great.
for the record.
You
I'd like
filed
to
the
know that you're
appropriate
bonded
mo-
and
You filed the
insured.
appropriate motions, Mr. Gonzalez, and we will certainly take them up.
You never did answer my question of whether or not I was presumed innocent of all elements, including jurisdiction.
I told you that I already have jurisdiction over you, sir.
You're
I
claiming
told
that you have
you're presumed
jurisdiction,
innocent.
but you're assuming facts that are not in evidence, sir, and I'd like to see those facts on evidence.
Don't interrupt me.
Why are you making love?
Don't interrupt me. I will find you in contempt of court. I've about had it with you.
Objection.
Running your mouth out of order.
I'm just trying to figure things out.
No,
Objection.
you're not.
Criminal.
No, you are not.
Criminal
You
or
are
civil?
constantly interrupting me, and I've about had it.
Okay. Point of clarification. You mentioned.
I'm not recognizing you right now.
So what am I-
I'm telling you one more thing, sir. Do not interrupt me.
How are we to have an ascension of the mind,
Because
sir?
we can never have one if you keep interrupting me because you think you're right. You think you know everything, and you don't.
I don't know everything.
So
I'll be the first to
I want you
admit
to be
that.
quiet, and I want you to just listen and
Can-
answer my question.
Can I ask a question here? You said
No, you
contempt,
cannot. I'm
and I
not
was asking.
recognizing you right now. You do not have the floor, and it's not your turn to talk. It's my turn to talk.
How are we supposed
Shut
to?
your mouth.
Okay, go ahead. Proceed.
I'm going to. Sir, are you going to come back with a licensed attorney to enter your plea, or do you want to enter your plea today?
I don't know that anybody's licensed. I'll ask him if he's licensed, so I'll have to. We'll have to wait until I can confirm that he's licensed by the state of Nebraska. Because to my knowledge, nobody is licensed
So
by the
you're
state of
requesting
Nebraska.
for a continuance to be, to have time to consult with your counsel or an attorney?
Yeah, it'd be
And
a
we'll
2-week
come back for
leeway.
entry of a plea then at a later date and time.
I do have some questions for and on the official record. You mentioned contempt earlier. Would that be civil or criminal?
I don't care.
I would request 2 weeks. I've got some things that I need to handle and some affairs that need to be taken care of.
Okay, we're coming back August 2nd, 2018 at 1:30 for entry of a plea. You promise to be here at that date and time, sir?
Always. Can you give me another bond and make it 10,000 this time? I'd love that.
No, sir, I'm gonna release you on the bond you previously posted.
Can we increase it by chance?
No, sir, it's significant, it's adequate, you appeared on it.
I don't know that it'll cover all my travel expenses and stuff, so I would like to make sure that it incurs and covers all
Sir,
travel and study.
I don't think you understand what the bond is for. So today I'm going to release you on the bond previously posted and your grounds to appear
Do I have-
1:30 August 2nd,
Excuse me,
2018.
point of clarification?
We're adjourned on your case.
I'd like to ask about
Adjourned on your case.
subrogation, sir.
We're adjourned on your case.
Okay, well, it's very clear. All right. So am I free to go at this point? Am I free to go?
You are free to go.
All right.
You're released on the bond you previously.
Will it be
posted.
another judge that?
You promised to be here. I'm afraid I'll be here, sir.
Oh, wonderful. That's fantastic. All right. Thank you.
After all that, he got a continuance. He's lucky the judge didn't hold him in contempt of court. I've checked his channel, and I don't believe that he's posted an update to this case. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.